Good morning, Jackie. So good to see you. We'll get started here in just 1 minute. Good morning, Jackie. So good to see you. Hello. Reverend Robert Ugen Doshin Yamada here, and welcome to the Animal Liberation Temple, Dobutsu Kyoji, where we are at the service of the spiritual and physical liberation of our dear animal friends. We'd like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the ancestral and seized lands of the Yokuts, Kharkin Confederate villages, Lishan, Ohlone, Miwok, and Miwok Ma people. We recognize them, the legacy of violence, settlement, and the displacement of those people who suffered and survived. Good morning, Neil. So good to see you. Today's services are dedicated to the Beagles of Ridgeland and the brave activists who went in this morning and rescued several beagles. Details are still being released as this has just happened. Some very brave activists, from what I've initially heard, possibly over 100 people, descended on Ridgeland this morning to rescue beagles from a laboratory breeding facility. Several activists that I know personally and love dearly, and I'm praying for their safety as well as the safety of all the beagles there, and hope that they get out as many beagles as possible. So again, today's service was dedicated to the Beagles of Ridgeland. A few of our updates is the weather here has been really nice, relatively warm. All the birds and all the residents here are really enjoying that. We're still in the same position as far as fundraising. We were unable to finish the temple's roof. We're still trying to raise money for the truck. As many of you know, this is very vital for bringing up water, food, and supplies to the animals. We'll be continuing our fundraising over the next few weeks. I don't know why my my chat here is not updating. Sorry, folks. Let's see if I can figure this out. There we go. Maybe that's all I had to do. But let us move on to the update for all of our residents here at the Animal Liberation Temple. Starting with our ducks, we have Breve, Grave, Amanda, and Renee, all doing really well, eating their breakfast this morning. We haven't had any volunteers this week, so it's been a bit of an exhausting week trying to keep up with all those things. I would have loved to have gone to Ridgeland, but having to stay here and take care of all the residents here was kind of a priority. So I was unable to make it out, especially since we don't really have the volunteer staff to be able to keep up with that. Our dogs, Lucy and Bernard, are doing really well. Very happy to be able to have a little bit warmer weather. Our goats down the hill, Rob, Matt, and Phil, are doing really well. Our tortoise friend Miyachi, he's doing really well, eating a lot now. He's really enjoying this warm weather. Our turkey friends, Priya and Harriet, are eating their breakfast right now and doing super good. And then we have, of course, our Cornish chickens, Jax, Jimmy, Edward, Poppy, Aster, Ivy, Azalea, Peony, Cynthia, Lotus, magnolia, sage, marigold, camellia, hydrangea, holly, and zinnia. All of them doing very well this morning. Our red hens, Glennis, Gwen, and Alice, are all doing really well. And then we have our rooster friends, Sabrina, May, Hard One, Elton, Magnus, George, Brad, and Kudu, also all doing really well. And then we have our guinea fowl friend, Wendy, also doing well. Our mourning dove friend, Sequoia, doing well. Our rat friend, Hasu, doing well. And then we have all of our pigeons, Champagne, FP, Tulin, Sasha, Yo-Yo, Petey, Ricky, Spreckles, Spencer, Shambles, Beluga, Beth, Pee-wee, Cascade, Augustus, Rufus, Harper, Elliot, Snickers, Boba, Kismet, Farah, Angus, Pandora, Joan, Sin, Harriet, Lago, Fred, Tremonto, Halo, Vin, Capone, Percy, Pacino, Lacey, Sasha II, and Dora. All of them doing really well this morning. And then, of course, we have our 3 foster ducks, all doing really well also. We'll get started with today's prayers, sutras, and vows to our dear animal friends, especially our dear dog friends in Ridgeland and the activists there trying to save them. These prayers are of great auspicious benefit to all who hear these prayers. We ask that if you have any companion animals nearby or in a place where wild animal friends can hear these prayers intended for them, even our dear insect friends. We'll start on page 4 with the recitation of the Great Heart of Wisdom Sutra in Japanese. Maka hanya haramita shengyo kanji zai bosatsu gyo jin hanya haramita jiso kengo onkai kodo isai koyaku sharishi shiki fuku kufui shiki zoku ze kuku zoku ze shiki juso gyo shiki yaku bunyo ze sharishi ze shohoku so shufo mutsu fuku fujo fuzo fugen ze koku chumu shiki muru so gyo shiki mugen nibi zetshin nimu shiki shoko mi soku ho mugen kai nai shi mui shiki kai mu mu myo yaku mu mu myo jin nai shi mu ro shi yaku mu ro shi jin mu ku shu metsu do mu chi yaku mu tokui mu sho tokko bodai sa dai hanya haramita koshin mukege komu uku funri sai tendo muso kugyo ne hansan ze shobutsu e hanya haramita kotoku wa dokuta Anya Shinyo Nego Waku wa Kono Kuroko Mote Ama Neku Isai ni Oyobushi Wareda Toshida Tomina Tomano Butsudo Beagles of Ridgeland no Animal Liberation no Jozen Koto Jiho Sanshi Foshi Son Bosa Foshi Son Bosa Mokosa Moko Hoja Horo Mi. Good morning, Tani. So good to see you here this morning. We'll now recite the Refuge Prayer in Tibetan and English, page 8. Sangye chodan toki chonam la janju paduk takni gyapsu chi taki jinso gyape sonam ki jala pendra sangye chupar sho. The Buddha, Dharma, and excellent assembly of the Sangha. Until I attain enlightenment in these, I take refuge. By my practice of the 6 perfections, may all sentient beings attain the state of Buddhahood. We now recite the 4 great Bodhisattva vows, Shigi Seigan, page 9. Shujo Muhen Segando Bono Mujin Segandan Omon Muryo Seganga Wotsudo Mujo Seganjo. However numerous sentient beings, I vow to enlighten them all. However inexhaustible my delusions, I vow to extinguish them all. However immeasurable the dharmas, I vow to master them all. However endlessly enlightened way, I vow to follow it fully. We now recite the 6 vows to our dear animal friends, page 10. However numerous my dear animal friends, I vow to liberate them all. However diverse the methods of animal liberation, I vow to support them all. However unheard their voices, I vow to speak out for them all. However painful and inexhaustible the methods of suffering, I vow to bear witness to them all. However infinite the cages and tanks, I vow to empty them all. However difficult animal liberation, I vow to achieve it completely. We now recite the Vajrasattva Purification Mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Anupalaya Vajrasattva Te Nopachisate Dome Bhava Sito Shome Bhava Sipo Shome Bhava Anorato Me Bhava Sava Sitam Me Prayatra Sava Karma Sitam Me Chicham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sava Tata Gata Vajrama Me Mucha Vajri Bhava Mahasamamya Safaha. This morning I'd like to talk a little bit about the Ridgeland action, and not knowing a lot because I'm obviously not there and not on the ground, and not aware of all the intricacies that went into this. But I did notice watching this morning on the live streams, there was like a lot of criticism. Um, and I think this is a good opportunity to remind folks that um, it's easy to criticize the activists on the ground in the moment for maybe they should do this or maybe they should do that. Um, when I think always we should first criticize the folks who are actually causing a lot of harm there. That our dear beagle friends are being bred into existence for the sole purpose of being tested on in laboratories. Um, and the heinous fact that they often use beagles because of their soft, good nature, that they're kind of willing to go along with anything, that they have so much trust in their human handlers, that they're easy to test on, and so therefore that's the reason why we exploit them. Furthermore, the state of Wisconsin actually found this facility guilty of felony animal cruelty, and the facility will be shutting down. However, that doesn't address the issue of the thousands of dogs that are still there. So understanding this, these brave activists took action. And from what I can see, it was extremely well planned. Have been involved in mass open rescue before. I think they did an excellent work at getting to the facility, having the right folks in place. It seemed from what I could see, it went very smoothly, and the activists did what was necessary in the moment to help these poor dogs. There's over 100 people there, so you're only seeing a small fraction of that. And I'm quite sure there are people probably attempting to pick locks. I think it's prudent to know that some of the doors were welded shut in anticipation of this. I think it is prudent to understand that the lead organizer for this particular action, Wang Sheng, did call the police before making entry to let them know that there were animals suffering there, and that for months activists have been pleading with Ridgeland, have been pleading with authorities, have been pleading with state government to get these dogs out of there. And all of these pleas went ignored. So at the last, moment that they could possibly push this to save the dogs who are suffering in there, they took direct action. And did their very best. And from what I could see, several dogs did escape. Several dogs did get out. We're unsure of the numbers at this moment, but they're well on their way to safety. I think it is important for folks out there who are able to bear witness to what is happening there right now. If in fact you're not watching my live stream, so that you could watch some of the live streams that are happening there right now, I sincerely appreciate that. And it's important to bear witness. It is important to document what is happening. It is important to stand by these activists and to stand by these beagles. And over the next coming months, maybe years, we're going to see possible prosecutions, possible law enforcement, and folks coming down on these activists. And it's really important that we support these activists. It's really important that we sway public opinion, because this can have a direct impact on the future of these activists, the future of these brave souls who enter this facility simply to rescue another sentient being whose only crime was being born in the wrong body and being so extremely trusting of human beings, and for that they were punished with this life of misery and imprisonment in these horrible breeding facilities. So, if you're on social media, please share these live streams. Please share the posts of this Ridgeland Farm open rescue. Please support the activists who were involved. Please support, the possible fosters that are coming up for these poor dogs to make sure that they get a loving home. I'm sure all of them are going to need veterinarian care. So if you're able to support that in any way, please do. And also just, talk to your friends and family about what is happening in Wisconsin right now, what is happening in Ridgeland, what happens to all our poor animals in laboratories, what they go through, and that they're born into this existence, they're born into this hell realm, and they deserve better. And as human beings, we can do better. Medical testing in 2026 on live animals is no longer necessary, and that is a scientific scientifically backed by the scientific community, that this is no longer necessary, that there are other alternatives, and that we can do better, and we should be doing better. Yeah, I understand, Jackie, that these situations make us very upset, but we have to make sure that we turn um, that feeling of being upset into positive action, into things that we can do. And what all of us can do is talk to our friends and family. What all of us can do is share these stories of our dear beagle friends. What all of us can do is to educate ourselves about products that might be tested on our animal friends, and not participate in those products. So that's mainly what I wanted to talk about this morning, was what's happening in Ridgeland. I do appreciate anybody who skipped this Sunday service to watch that and to participate in that action, whether it be online or there physically. I know I have a lot of dear friends who are there physically right now. I know I have friends who have already been arrested, and friends who went back in to try to free more dogs. Yeah, this rescue happened hours ago, Neil. So if you just found it, that's because it's just now slowly coming out. I did see media on site, so it'll also start circulating in the news. And let's make this a big deal. Let's bring the attention these beagles deserve. Let's share and comment on all these posts, and let's make these beagles famous, because they deserve acknowledgement. And although there's well over 100 activists on the ground right now, there are over 1,000 beagles there, so definitely not all of them are going to make it out. But if we really change public opinion, if we really continue to put our pressure on the authorities, maybe we can get the rest of them out. And so this is really important at this time that we can do what we need to do. If you go to the Facebook pages of this, or on Instagram, there'll be links to where you can call in and make your voices heard. So we'll conclude with the recitation of the Animal Liberation Prayer, the dedication of merit, and of course our sanctuary tour will go and say hi to some of our residents here. We'll start on page 12, 13 and 14 of the Animal Liberation Prayer. May all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends who are subject to unbearable pain in labs throughout the world, be free of all suffering. May alternatives to animal experimentation, vivisection, and dissection be implemented immediately. May bodhicitta, the quality of compassion that leads to enlightenment, fill the hearts of those who imprison them. May all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends who suffer endless days, months, and years, locked in tiny cages unable to move, be filled with peace and calm. May all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends who are forcibly taken from their families, be reunited, and may all families be able to stay together. May the hearts of those who work in slaughterhouses, factory farms, and all industries that exploit our dear animal friends be filled with bodhicitta, so the very thought of harm is purified. May they never kill again, and may the slaughterhouse lines, factory farms, and all industries that exploit our dear animal friends become immediately empty. May no animal be afraid or depressed. May their bodies be free of injuries, disease, and illness. May the mutilation of their bodies be forever ceased. May those who need homes or have been driven from them find shelter, plentiful food, and water. May there be liberation for those tortured for fur, entertainment, or who are hunted. May those who believe that they are superior to our brother and sister animals develop perfect equanimity, and may they realize in their hearts that all sentient beings possess Buddha nature, the potential to be completely free of suffering, and that they are not ours to kill or exploit. May the billions of land and sea-dwelling sentient beings who are abused, exploited, and killed due to greed, hatred, and ignorance be free of suffering. May all the nets, hooks, blades, projectiles, traps, snares, cages, pens, tanks, lethal restraints, saddles, reins, prods, bait, poison, and all instruments used to harm, exploit, and dominate our dear animal friends be forever abolished. May all human and non-human sentient beings live together in harmony, peace, equanimity, and achieve perfect enlightenment quickly. May we all experience happiness, safety, freedom, and animal liberation in this very lifetime. We now recite the dedication of merit, page 16 and 17. Throughout our many lives and until this moment, whatever virtue we have accomplished, including this aspiration for peace, and all that we will ever attain, this we offer for the benefit of all sentient beings, especially our dear animal friends. May suffering, exploitation, and unnecessary death decrease for every being, while wisdom, bliss, and compassion increase in this and every future life. May we clearly and instantly perceive the plight of our dear animal friends with the urgency and seriousness they deserve, and our every action leads them to complete liberation. May we quickly attain enlightenment and work ceaselessly for liberation of all sentient beings. Neil, if you find any of those videos, you can share it on this live stream. Maybe share the link if you can, or if anybody else finds any live streams going on or any links to anything going on in Ridgeland, please share those links on this on these comments. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. We will get started with our tour this morning. Make sure everything works. Oh, here's our Lucy. Hey, Lucy. You want to say hi to people? Lucy. Good girl. Oh, and here's the little Bernard. Hi, Bernard. You want to say hi to people? Good boy. Folks can see our little duck friends who visit for every year are here. Wild duck friends. Last year they had babies here. It was really sweet. And there's our Sabrina May. Beautiful chickens. Sabrina May is in a mood this morning. Are you okay? We gotta go get Casper out and finish his breakfast. Finish as much as he's gonna eat, huh? Good boy. Hi to Priya and Harriet here. Priya. Well, everybody's excited. Good job. Little ducks. Hi, Casper. You didn't eat a whole lot today. Sorry, folks. 1 second. Okay, I think we're back here. And I just want to conclude today's services again, urging everybody, please see what's going on in Ridgeland. Wisconsin, and continue to speak out for that. And I think Neil had mentioned a page called Camp Beagle. It's UK based, that has some footage probably of what's happening in the UK as well as what's happening in Wisconsin, as a lot of these activists around the world are kind of connected to this issue that are going on with our Beagle friends. So check out Camp Beagle. I think they'll have some excellent information there, and try to find what's going on in Ridgeland right now, and please support those activists. But we will run our credits now. I'd like to thank all of our wonderful folks who have contributed to our Dear Animal Friends and residents of the Animal Liberation Temple from the 8th to the 14th of March. Thank you to everyone who has been liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing to our social media. I'd like to thank our Venmo donors, Tani Salazar, Gabriela Lichta, Ariel Ryan, and Karen Rubio. Thank you so much. And our PayPal donors, the Universal Compassion Buddhist Congregation, Andrew Sisk, and Emily Guzzardi. Thank you so much. And then our Patreon supporters who support us every month with a donation: Susan Fryman, Neil Carmen, Palomina Bradford, Paula Partenheimer, and Shanna Hunter. Thank you folks so much. Please consider a donation through any of our platforms at the Linktree Animal Liberation Temple. And thank you all for joining our services for our Dear Animal Friends. Everybody have a beautiful week. Thank you.